Now, we just had that decision a couple of minutes ago from Norway deciding to take upstream oil companies out of its wealth fund. Our very own Annmarie Hordern joins us now from Oslo with more on that story. So, Annmarie, what kind of impact does this actually have on the sector?
It's a huge impact on the sector, Francine. As you can see, immediately following the decision, we have Total, BP, Shell, some of their three biggest holdings, the sovereign wealth fund holds in these companies, falling off this news. Even when they said that this was a proposal on the table in 2017, we saw the sector sell off. It is going to be a big question the finance minister will have to be basically answering to the oil and gas world, as well to the world in general. They maintain that this was about diversification and a hedge and a risk. They don't want to be doubly exposed to the oil industry, given 20% of the country's revenues come from oil and gas. Many say, why would you, extract oil and then put that money into oil and gas stocks? That's not about diversifying. But still, this could be seen as a betrayal to the oil and gas industry and even to companies who are heavily invested here. I'm on the cusp of the North Sea, heavily invested in Norway. It could be seen as a betrayal that they are exiting from the industry as a whole across the board. It'll take it won't happen immediately. It'll take, months and years, but it is a big signal to the world and a huge blow for the oil and gas industry.
Annmarie, give us a sense of why it's happening now. It seems, to have taken some unparalleled momentum. Have they been thinking about this for a while?
Yeah, they've given it over a year to think about this. They had a report, actually. The government commissioned a report, and the report actually advised against it. But many economists were split on this decision, so they have given it a lot of thought. There is some saying that, maybe they view this as, the last big highs for some oil and gas companies in terms of their share prices, and they want to get out now. No one from the government has ever explicitly said that, but that is what maybe some analysts are thinking. But they have given this a lot of thought, well over a year. Today was the decision. And as I said, Francine, this is a huge blow for the oil and gas sector. Total, BP, Chevron, Exxon, they have shares in all of these companies.
Annmarie, why are they going cold turkey? I looked up cold turkey in Norwegian and it's lost in translation. Why are they eliminating oil instead of taking a more modest position?
It's a good question, Tom. One thing is that they do argue that they're just too heavily exposed. They say that it's too much of a risk, given the fact that the country is already exposed, given that they are the biggest producer in Western Europe for oil. Then they're going to be doubly exposed by investing in these companies. The whole point of the fund is diversification. The other thing is that they aren't going cold turkey exactly. They still own more than half of Equinor. Some were saying, why not take a diversification route and just dilute some shares in Equinor? But in this case, they're keeping all of their shares in Equinor, which is the state-run oil company, formerly Statoil, and they're just going to be dumping these oil and gas stocks.